I have a trad wife, traditional wife. I'm going to talk about this because this is a big topic for a lot of people. This idea of having a traditional wife, and part of people really want is something in men that really want someone that is traditional. And there's also part of a culture that is really against it, right? My experience is that I love having a traditional wife. I love the fact that she doesn't want to work. I love the fact that she doesn't want to travel the world in a caravan. She doesn't want a bunch of dogs. She doesn't want to, climb the corporate ladder. She's perfectly happy, content, just sitting at home, looking out the window and feeding squirrels that come by our window and spending all day, every day with the children. All right. Let me tell you a backstory. So we were married 15 years ago. 15 years we've been married, right? And when we were first married, I was more sheepish in our relationship. You could call me more of like the feminine type that wants to talk about my feelings, and she was more of a hard charging go getter woman. She was like, I want to be a missionary. I want to travel the world. I want to be she was in a rock band. She was a lead singer in a rock band at the time. And then, so I was kind of like this, oh, whatever you want to do, honey, I'll support you. I'll do whatever you want. And when we started living together, guess what? Women turn out that they don't want a man that is just going to be a pushover and say, oh, I'll do whatever you want. I'll support you. No, it actually became a really big argument and point of contention in our relationship because she wanted someone that was going to stand his ground. She wanted a man that was going to tell her like, hey, we're going to go here. Like, let's do this with love and care, obviously. And she wanted someone to take charge. And so it was a really hard process for me to do this because I grew up in America where it's expected and encouraged that women are seen to be this kind of like hard charging career woman and the man is supposed to be the one that just says, okay, whatever you do, I'll support you, like this kind of thing. But it turns out she didn't want any of that. Like at a deep, like instinctual level, she was just turned off. She's like, this is not what a man is supposed to be. That's how she felt. And so over time, through a long process of figuring this out, we established, through the last 15 years that I had to step up and, grow some balls and put the pants on and become the man of the family. And so we're in a situation now where I take charge of 100% of all of our work, finances. She doesn't know anything about it. She's never worked a job in her life. Let me say that again. My wife has never worked a job in her life. Hold on a second. That's actually very, very common in many cultures. And if you're from a Western culture or a first world culture, you're going to say, oh, that's egregious. How can, very, very common. She's never worked a job and she's happy for it. She doesn't, have this desire to travel the world. She doesn't have this desire to like get out of the house and kick the kids out, put them in school so that she can have some alone time. She doesn't have any of that. Not to say that she's, she doesn't have time where she needs to recharge and be by herself. Absolutely, she does, like everyone. But she doesn't have this go-getting drive. And I'm happy about it, right? So why am I sharing this up with you guys? Because we have seen a transformation, my wife and I. And it really started off really rocky because I, honest to God, was really like a pushover. Like I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know where we need to live, and settle our family. I didn't know how to raise our kids. We have 3 kids right now. Our son was born 10 years ago now. And I didn't know how to raise him and I didn't know all this stuff. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was trying to rely on her. And it turns out she didn't want any of that. And so it was a big turnoff. And so it kind of created conflict. And now we've switched the table as turned. And now I feel I'm very clear. Like this is what we're going to do. This is where we're going to go. This is where we're going to live. And this is what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. And so I, in many ways, have taken charge, and we're so much more happy for it. So there's a real story of a traditional wife, a trad wife. We are happier for it. So what I recommend for you, if you're in a situation where you're, looking for a spouse, and what I recommend is, all I can say, growing up in the States is that you don't want somebody that is going to prioritize external over internal. Let me say that again. The trap that everyone falls into really comes down to a woman that prioritizes external over internal. Anybody that does that is a false human being. Someone that is living day to day as the number one priority in their life is making money or hustling or external vanity, looks, working out. All important. Yes, guys, I know, my goodness. But if their number one priority is external and they sacrifice the internal at the cost of making money and hustling, that is not a traditional wife. That's not a woman that's healthy. That's not a human being that's healthy. This goes for you guys too, you men too. If your number one priority in your life is anything but your internal character, God, your relationships, love, truth, then you have your priorities switched such that you will spend an egregious amount of your attention on trying to satisfy an external thing, but you're not able to really focus on what's important in life. And you're going to be wasting your life around. And so a traditional wife, in my opinion, in my definition, is somebody that is able to prioritize internal over external, prioritize family, love, relationships, God, their faith. And secondarily, of course, important, but secondarily, external things like work, like making money, like fitness and exercise. Like, oh my gosh, yes, important. But when you switch it, you're in a situation where all you see is external. Because we live in a world, guys, my friends, that is mostly internal. Think about it like that. Most of the world in the universe is spiritual, is unseen, is energy, is spirit, is God. Most of everything is not what you see. But if you focus only on what you see with your eyes and what's external, then we're left in a situation where we aren't able to appreciate life for what it truly is. We're not able to really recognize God in our lives because God is not an external thing. God is internal. God is spiritual, but God's form comes in the form of external, but internal comes first. Internal is always first. And so please, I hope to God, when you're finding a spouse, when you're looking for your wife, or if you're already married, you have this opportunity to focus on the internal aspects of life, the spiritual aspects of life. And naturally, my friends, the external stuff will resolve itself and come out to play, right? So that's all I have for you guys. I want to ask you guys, if you're struggling with your sexual integrity, if you're struggling with porn and masturbation and you don't want to, then I have two things for you guys, all right? Which is most of you. Number one is you're going to go to my website to take my absolutely free, nothing to sell you guys, nothing to sell you, absolutely free program that I am making free for you guys. I used to charge a lot of money for it, and now I'm making free for you guys, which is at benuyama.com, and you can join a 30-day program to quit porn for good, all right? And the other thing is that I want to ask you guys to get Covenant Eyes, which is a software for blocking porn on your devices. And also they have a lot of good resources. So Covenant Eyes, you can use a free coupon code, which is BEN, BEN, which is going to be at covenanteyes.com. And that'll give you 30 days of free. And this guy is trying to communicate with me. All right. So I'm going to go. See ya.